Hey, howdy, hey, everyone, and welcome to a fabulous Hump Day edition of the LPTV Disney Morning Show. We're going to bring you all the stuff going on in the world of Disney this morning, and it is been a busy past 24 hours. I can't wait to get into. I'm Doobie Mosley. I co-founded this thing called Laughing Place. Over there is Kyle Burbank. So you've got the man without whom it would not have started, and the man without whom it would not be going. So we need that meme: how it started, how it's going, with pictures of me and Kyle. How you doing this morning,
Okay, I'm
Kyle?
surprised it's not on your banned list.
I love that one. That one, and narrator. You know, you say something and then narrator. They did not actually clean the couch or whatever. Those are two that I absolutely love and use frequently myself. For
Okay,
now, that will
good to
that will
know.
change at some point, I'm sure. So we're live, of course. So Genie Plus Plus, hello. Thank you for being with us this morning. Is Geo okay? Geo was in a trivia contest yesterday that he didn't win and had no crowdsourced questions. So I just want to make sure Geo is doing okay this morning. He's recovered from being fooled by my Roundup Rodeo Barbecue question. JJ, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Nikki B, Jabba is gone. Now you are replaced with me and Kyle. Used to be a nickname though back in the day. So I don't know if you're doing much better.
Oh,
It's not easy being large, but
I mean, it was it just Jabba or was it Black Jabba? Because Black Jabba is probably the best nickname I've ever heard.
it was not.
Well, I'm
or
gonna
whatever.
start.
If you want to start calling me that, feel free. Maybe not on the air.
Okay.
Let's start the way we always do. Yesterday we were in the 101 range. Where are we at today?
Down. I was gonna say up, and then I'm like, no, we remember. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, same. But it's easily over 100 now for what, about almost a week now. So way to go. Things are going well for this company. I think they're going to survive. I think they're going to be okay. All right. And most importantly,
here he is.
Good morning, LP fanatics, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Disney Weather Update. I hope you all are having a great day, but to be honest, I'm already dreading tomorrow. May the 4th used to be fun, but now it's just a huge pain in my non-existent digital buttocks. Really, Disney needs to pump the brakes on this one. Maybe let this idea go just as they've let 3/4 of their past project directors go. Anyway, let's get to the weather. Anaheim will only make it up to 65 today with mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. Spoiler alert. Overnight showers are also in the forecast, so be prepared just in case they arrive early. Walt Disney World will be sunny and breezy today, with a high of 84. It's deja vu all over again. Castaway Cay will also hit 84 today, with humidity making the real feel 88, even with windy conditions. Disneyland Paris is relatively warm this evening with temperatures in the mid-60s now, but will fall below 60 in the next few hours. Tomorrow, Tokyo will see sunny skies with a high of 74 and some breeze. Sounds beautiful. Shanghai will be cloudy during the morning tomorrow, turning to scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. Temps will reach a high of 85 but fall to 75 once the rain arrives. As for Hong Kong, they'll spend the day on either side of 80 with mostly cloudy skies. However, even with a high of 81 on paper, the 78% humidity will make it feel like 88. Basically, if you don't want to get into a sauna, just travel to Hong Kong instead. But, maybe dress a bit more than you would in the former. With that, another day's Disney weather forecast comes to a close. Happy Hump Day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.
We've never once said hump day on this show, and it's already happened twice today. I don't know how you and Ethan synced up, but that happened.
and it's not like it was planned. It's not a term I ever use, and it just came out of my mouth when I was doing the intro, and then Ethan did too. That's freaky. Because what I was about to say coming out of this is Ethan is just channeling you with your. I feel like there's some connection there between you and Ethan, because Ethan was complaining about halfway to Halloween, and now he's complaining about Star Wars Day, May the 4th. And I feel like I've heard these same complaints come out of your mouth.
Well, artificial intelligence use machine learning. They pick up on traits that they are taught, and so it makes sense that if I'm the one training Ethan, that he's going to start picking up some of my neuroses.
Exactly. Does Ethan like Orangeburg?
We'll have to ask him tomorrow.
And the other thing I wanted to thank Ethan for throwing a PSA in there: don't go naked to Hong Kong Disneyland. That's very,
Yeah.
very helpful. Okay.
Very
Our
careful with your analogies. You gotta make it clear. Be like, hey, yes, it's like a sauna, but there are some big differences.
Okay. Do you sauna ever at all?
I don't think I've ever been in a sauna. Although one time in Vegas, Benji's hotel room had a sauna in it, but I did not use it.
What kind of world does Benji live in?
This is just the regular. It's not. This one wasn't. It was at MGM
I've,
Skylofts. You can book it through Amex. And it's not like
okay.
a wood sauna or anything. It's just like a room that can steam. Like it's not that exciting, but
Okay.
it's technically a sauna.
All right. So Benji lives in the same world we do.
Yeah, as
Okay.
far as we know.
Interesting.
I just never know what part of the world he's in, but he still lives in the world, as far as I know.
The big story the past 24 hours was Star Wars night at Disneyland Resort. We would have loved to have had Mike Celestino on this morning, but I am certain he is still asleep. So we're just going to look through some of his work from last night. Did you stay up late for that, Kyle?
No,
No, Tony
sure did
did.
not.
Tony's shift was till 3 a.m. his time because he's on the East Coast, poor guy. So his shift was till 3 a.m.
It
My
happens.
wife was also up. Oh, see, I didn't. I thought about asking you to be on this. This is my wife, Rebecca, be on this morning since you were up for it all and following it and doing the social. But I thought you might be sleeping in too, and I didn't want to bother you. But if you happen to be wearing a Star Wars shirt and want to jump on, feel free. All right. Anyway, let's start with the article we put up, which is over here. I'm already sharing it, you moron. Showing some of the pictures from the night. I'll just scroll through this. It looked like a really fun time. Obviously, the characters were the highlight. A lot of lightsabers there. This is a lightsaber demonstration. I'll show a little bit of firework video. Actually, I'll show it now.
Fireworks were delayed, but not canceled. I'm sure everyone was sweating there for a minute.
Yeah. So, Star Wars Celebrate the Night fireworks. This is towards the end of them. Wait, so this says Celebrate the Night, N-I-G-H-T, but the video itself says Night, N-I-T-E. Do you know what it officially was?
Nope.
Tony? I have a feeling. No, but Tony would have done both. That's really interesting. Tony, you're not out there. It's too early in the morning for you, but I am so curious now which is correct and why that happened. So, anyway, the fireworks. You can watch this entire video up on our YouTube channel right now. Let me get rid of this while we do this segment. Sorry.
It's also
We
possible
also,
that Disney doesn't have their spelling consistent either. It is night according to
I'm sorry, it is
NITE.
what?
NITE
N-I-T-E?
according to the guide, like Star Wars Night itself.
They also had a lightsaber meetup over in Batu, which looks pretty cool. Let me move later into this, hosted by Ray. And we can probably listen to some of this. There's no music.
Child, believe me when I say none of you will succeed. You're wrong about that. You see, the resistance is stronger than you think. Everyone, prepare to activate your sabers. Wait for my signal.
If everyone engage at 267 watts per crowd, make sure they don't try anything. You, all of you down there, don't move or else.
This is your last chance.
Troopers,
Every,
my signal.
everyone, for the resistance, activate your sabers.
Yes.
Now! Now,
Oh, wait, that's music. That's really corny and also really, really cool.
It's off on cue just a little bit. Wait, I mean, okay, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I literally got the feels when those sabers went on. That's
She
pretty
said
cool.
chills. You didn't have to use your. See, this is how I know you secretly like it.
I do it because I know it bugs you a little bit that I hate
It
it
doesn't
and
bug
still use
me.
it.
It bugs
Yeah, it does.
you, but you're just like you've now created this persona for yourself that you hate these things, and it's now part of your identity. But you secretly want to use it, so you sneak it in and act like, "Oh, I hate myself." It's not true.
Wow, Kyle, you are
Facade.
imparting a lot. You are imparting a lot onto that's not there, Kyle. What is the Shakespeare? Me think doth protest, I don't know, something like that. Here is the Cantina Band, Figurin Dan and the Modal Nodes, as they are officially known, but Mike is always kind enough to say the Cantina Band, as you normal people know them.
Have you ever seen
they were
the Family Guy?
No.
Oh,
Tell me.
there's just like, anyone have any requests? Play the same song. Okay, same song.
They had a special Magic Key photo location. This is another cool thing they had where you get to meet some of the characters. Here, fine. So obviously, characters are are a huge part of all of these After Dark events, and this one focused on Star Wars. So if Mike has a video here, that's kind of a montage of many of the character meet and greets. This one is obviously the scariest of them all. Darth Maul is not to be messed with. He is frightening. I know he's a walk around. I know it's just a guy in there, but whenever you see Darth Maul, it's kind of scary. Does it scare you at all, Kyle?
It'd be scarier if he were cut in half.
This one for Kyle, the Ewok fan.
Ewoks.
Yes, I can't believe, because you were, what, 7 when that movie came out, probably?
When did it come out? 1983? I was -3.
Screw you. Kylo here. So if you want to check out all these photos from the day, I'm putting the link in the chat for you. Yes, Wicket. But yeah, Mike seemed to have a great time. I've not talked to him yet. I look forward to talking to him because obviously the event is great to look at from this perspective, but it's not always the same when you're there. Like how long were the queue lines for all these characters, which is usually kind of the biggest complaint. If you want to see characters, you have to like really pick and choose. But I don't know if that's what the case was this time. So hopefully we'll hear from Mike. And I know we'll hear from him by next Monday when we do see Disney Parks Live. He'll probably be talking about it on his next edition of Who's the Boss podcast as well.
You did it. I feel bad about the C-3PO thing that apparently would start to come out and then realize it wasn't going to quite be stage ready and had to leave.
Wanted to show just some of the pictures that we have from the day. Sorry. While I also try to see what this message is. Okay. Got that. They had some projections on Small World. It's a Small World, so Rebecca pulled some nice pictures of those, so you can see what that looked like. Kind of cool stuff. So it looked like a really cool event. And like I said, look forward to hearing directly from Mike on Who's the Boss and on Parks Talk Live next week on how it was. Any further comment on that, Kyle?
No, unless you wanted to share his album cover.
Oh, yes. Of course. You just sent me that, didn't you?
Yes.
So if this is the album cover, what's the album?
That's the album. You mean like where's the music?
No, what's the name of it? I don't speak
this language. You can't read the Arabic?
No, surprisingly. There it is.
So if you did read Arabic, you'd know that the band name is Lodico and the album's called Who's the Boss?
Really? That is awesome. Did he do this or did you do this?
He had the photo and I just added the text to it.
Did you really? Has he seen this yet? This is awesome.
I don't know. I don't think he's awake yet. So probably not.
You need to tweet that out. So, don't get his permission. Just get it out there. Tag Who's the Boss. This could go viral. I love that. All right. And then, we have someone in Paris right now. Did you know that, Kyle?
I did. Well, someone in Mont-la-Vallée or whatever.
Really? Where's it at?
We have someone in France right now.
Now, just a minute.
It'd be like if you said you went to Disneyland and you were in Los Angeles.
If it were called Disneyland Los Angeles, that would be okay.
Well, it's called Euro Disney, but they didn't like that.
Yeah, so they changed it. Now it's Disneyland Paris. Anyway, tell us what's going on in Paris right now, Kyle.
On the 5th, It's a Small World will officially reopen after being closed since November 2021. And so they've spruced it up, switched out all sorts of dolls. They've added the dolls in the wheelchair. And Luke got to go on it today. Today, I don't know if it's official, if it's like having a regular soft opening at this point, But this morning there was press, and then Pass Annuel were allowed to go ride it today. So he got us a full video.
So I'm putting a link to that video in the chat. Let it run a little bit right here. Have you been on Small World Paris?
Yes, it's one of my favorite versions.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, because I go back and forth on which style of Small World I like. This one I think does a good job of having also like some of the sights that I enjoy from like the versions with all the water, but I kind of like how it's all right next to you in that tunnel version.
Yeah, it looks really close. Wow.
It feels very full to me.
I agree. I've not watched a video ride through of it before because it's just Small World, but it looks much more intimate than the versions I am familiar with, Disneyland and Disney World. Like it's right on top of you.
Yeah, sometimes I like Disney. Well, so in case you don't realize, yeah, Walt Disney World and then Tokyo, and I forget how Hong Kong's is, but yeah, you have the water that goes past the tracks and all the way to like the walls, whereas here you're more in like a tunnel, like Disneyland's.
It's like the trench run of trying to destroy the Death Star.
Yeah, it's much more flumy, I guess. Both are technically flumes, probably.
So if you want to experience this, you can on Friday. But if you're not in Le Mans, what's the name of the town it's actually located in?
Well, see, that's the other thing is I don't even know. But the name of the train station is Mont-la-Vallée. And then there's Val d'Europe is next. But then when you look it up, it's like Ceres. Or I don't know if it's Ceres or probably Seri. But
so if you're not in Paris and you'd like to enjoy it, there is a link to this in the chat. You can watch it on our YouTube channel. An entire ride through of the brand spanking new, and boy, does it look bright and shiny. It's a Small World at Disneyland Paris. This is like mesmerizing. I just want to actually watch this after the show. So Luke has been tweeting from Disneyland Paris. Just going to scroll through some of those. It's got some beautiful pictures from Paris. A nice little video. Show more. Oh, show more replies, right? Oh no, that's
maybe don't.
Sorry,
well, no, like usually show more replies sometimes is not.
No, I was confusing that with show the rest of the thread. So my bad.
Yeah.
And then here's where look at this. Have you? This castle is spectacular, Kyle.
Yeah, so that's the walkthrough. So they also have a Sleeping Beauty castle walkthrough, but it's much different than the one at Disneyland. Instead of having like the little vignettes and stuff, it's basically you just get to walk upstairs, and there's some art, some textiles and things like that. But you do get to look out the back of the castle from the upper level. So that's pretty cool. And then of course there's a basement that he did not share, but the dragon.
And then apparently they have another park in the area too.
Yeah, it's coming along.
It's getting there. Showing up for the merchandise. Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, the Euro Disney merchandise. And the Toy Story Zoetrope for those who probably should have an epilepsy warning.
This is so cool. Never miss a chance to see the Zoetrope. Is this the same one that was in DCA?
I don't think so. I think this is another one because I think the one that was at DCA went to the Academy Museum.
Zoetrope is so cool. He doesn't have it. Does he have
doesn't have the
he doesn't have it
strobe.
still. So you can't see. It's not quite as impressive when you can't see it still first and see it rev up, but it's still pretty incredible. That merch is retro, Doobie. So we're going to show off this merch. This is a retro line of Disney 100 merchandise that is available now. Oh, look. You can
It's not Disney 100 merchandise.
Did I say Disney 100? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I do have that shirt down there at the bottom right, the Euro Disney 1992. We bought that the last time we were there.
So it's not a new line of merchandise?
No. He's just saying he enjoys it. He hasn't been there in 17 years since he was a little child in England.
New to him. I'm not criticizing. I'm just want to make sure we're accurate.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it new if it's not new. So this is all on our Twitter. Just some of the stuff around Disneyland Studios Paris, and also now the Sequoia Lodge celebrating National Geographic, which is appropriate.
I also happen to know that he just enjoyed a lunch or dinner, I guess dinner, at Pim's Kitchen. or Pim's,
Cool.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Which is totally different out there, right? It's a buffet.
Yeah, it's a buffet, so they still keep the big and small theme. So they'll have like a giant burger that's
Is it Kyle that's lost? I think it's Kyle that's lost there. So,
yeah, I got lost.
Oh, okay, you're back. You're back. You were talking about the burger?
Yeah, so they have like a giant burger that's cut into pieces for you to take, or they also have like little sliders. So some fun juxtaposition there.
Yeah, totally different being all you can eat buffet.
But as he discovered, unfortunately, one of the things about France is there's actually a law that you're not allowed to offer unlimited soda or free refills on soda. So so that sucks. Especially at a buffet.
A law.
There's a law. When we go to I think I had heard about it, but then when we went to Five Guys, they have the freestyle machines, but there's a chip in the bottom that'll make sure that like this is your one fill. Make sure you do it right. And if you try to go and get a refill on your freestyle, it says nope.
If I mentioned how much I love America. Over at the Hotel New York, which is it still called the Hotel New York, even though it has that Marvel thing?
It's called the Art of Marvel Hotel New York or something like that.
So they have some costumes.
Or Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel. He has it right there. That is the correct nomenclature. Yes.
See, the hashtag threw me off. He's got pictures from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 stuff they have recently installed in there. And then you were just talking about Pim's Test Kitchen. He says he can't recommend it highly enough. A great time and so many options as long as you only want one soda. So,
I didn't even realize he included that. That's funny.
So stay tuned to our Twitter for more from Disneyland Paris, and I'm sure we'll have more articles up on LP. And then one other thing I wanted to share, my wife sent me this overnight while I slept, and she was working hard. This was tweeted by DLP Report, and apparently someone put liquid soap in the Fantasia Gardens fountain, turning it into a winter wonderland. This used to happen all the time. It's like a yearly occurrence where we used to live right outside of Celebration in Florida, which is also right outside of Disney World. And there was a fountain that someone would always put soap in once a year. I feel like that's like every town has that fountain that gets all soapy once a year. But I did not expect it in Paris. All right, anything else from Paris I should mention, Kyle?
I should correct Luke and let him know that it is actually Pim Kitchen and not Pim's Test Kitchen in Paris, but I'll let it slide.
They named it differently, huh? So they perfected it, because that was the second Avengers campus to open. So they tested it in DCA, and then they just... I can actually see them using that reasoning. All right. Muppets Mayhem. Are you familiar with this news?
It's not really news. It's just that they shared some photos, and it's coming in a week.
Well, the news is the photos, then. So you can check this out. Are you excited about this, Muppets Mayhem on Disney+?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be at the top of my to-watch list. I probably won't binge it, but I'm definitely interested to check it out.
JJ, thank you for letting us know. Apparently the Zoetrope in Paris was at the Academy Museum for a while. So
okay, so it is the same.
Appreciate that help.
Potentially.
Muppets Mayhem, starting in a week on Disney+. It's an original show, so it debuts on Wednesdays. Is that still how it works? Original shows on Wednesdays and libraries? What is it?
Largely, there was one that started on Thursdays, but I forget which one it was now. It was a Marvel one.
Yeah, and something just debuted last Friday, too. Oh, Peter Pan and Wendy. That was last Friday, right?
Well, because that's a movie. Movies come
So movies go Friday?
Movies are Friday. Television shows are Wednesdays.
Mostly.
Doesn't matter.
Mostly.
When
like
does library stuff go?
Tomorrow because it's Star Wars Day, but as a general.
Does that apply to new library stuff as well?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You gonna stick around? Were you at Star Wars night last night?
I was not at Star Wars last night. In 5 minutes, I can tell you what I was doing last night. But
okay, well then we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
That is what we call an lumbago around here. Anything else?
Are you the Carousel Progress dad? It's not going to rain because it's lumbago.
Do you even know what lumbago means?
He sang Mambo number 5, didn't he?
I was intentionally using the wrong word, but no, I don't know what a lumbago is.
It's back pain.
I'm familiar with it then. Very. But no. Well, I can't wait. Now we're down to 4 minutes. I'm so excited to hear what's going on here. What else you got to tell us?
Did you see Alex's stellar review that just posted of Class of '09 from FX on Hulu?
No.
No, he did not.
He did not love it.
I gathered by your sarcastic use
It
of...
says the headline is Juggles 3 timeline. Oh, can't. I missed the word can't. Can't keep them all moving in satisfying ways.
Scroll to the bottom. What's his rating on it?
I'm going to read. I always read the last paragraph.
Is it a 0.09 of 5? Because that'd be clever.
Okay. Billed as a suspense thriller, it's hard to... Here. Let me give you something a little bit.
We don't know. We're going to find out in 4 minutes.
Okay. Billed... where to go? Billed as a suspense thriller. This is Class of '09 on FX.
Hulu. It's an FX show on Hulu.
Okay. Billed as a suspense thriller, it's hard to feel much when the characters aren't given a chance to bond with the audience. And despite having so much ground to cover, Class of '09 has a shockingly slow pace. The aging up and down rarely works effectively in the decade's leap on either end of the present. And unless Tom Rob Smith is holding back some exciting surprises without much foreshadowing in the double episode premiere, it leaves little reason to draw viewers back the following 6 weeks to complete the course. I give Class of '09 2 out of 5 FBI lanyards.
That's a really well-written paragraph.
The final I read your last paragraph for the Guardians of the Galaxy review. That's where the is. And we're down to 3 minutes. I'm so excited. I don't know what this is either.
This is going to be a bust.
It's not worth this kind of hype.
Is this like the special secret thing at the D23 Expo?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought this was going to...
You were vastly overhyping this.
Things you didn't see when we did breaking news for every new poster that Alex tweeted at CinemaCon.
Oh, yeah, I need to get it ready. Shoot, we're going to have breaking news.
Did you see the new poster today? For Elemental?
This just in, a new poster for Elemental. I don't know where it is. You'll have to find it first.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you from one of the 50 versions that they post. There you go.
All right. Do you know anything about this Little Mermaid camp thing, Benji?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you want to know? I don't know what you...
He had a mute. Yeah.
All right. I'm back.
It's in Georgia.
Yeah, so camp is that sort. It was one of those Disney Accelerator programs.
Wait.
Companies.
Not yet. There's a new Elemental poster.
Yeah.
Looks so different.
June 16th. So we figure on the investors page, they had Avatar, Way of Water, and now they have Little Mermaid. So we assume the next thing they're going to have is this with the water element being featured.
Oh. Yeah, maybe Cruise Line 25th anniversary.
I don't think they will, though. But that's going to come up in this day in Disney history. I'm looking forward to that one, Kyle. We are under 1 minute.
I know that you're talking about camp. I know that they used to bank with Silicon Valley Bank.
Yes.
That's one thing I know about them.
They asked for money.
We're going to get Benji's breaking news, and then we're
not to be confused with camp. First Republic Bank, where Laughing Place used to bank.
Well, now you bank with Chase.
Now that Chase took them over, do you still get the cookies?
Yes, actually, I went there yesterday to find out. Yes, they still cookies.
Oh no, it's 9:30.
Wait! Shoot, I wasn't ready.
We watched Crater last night, the upcoming Disney Plus original film.
That's exciting! I'm looking forward to Crater. What can you say?
Did you see his reaction? He did not. He's like, "Oh, you should not be."
Before you continue, what are you allowed? Is this a
social reaction
or
it's a social reaction?
Okay, so let's hear your 240 characters or less reaction.
It's big in scope. Like, you can tell it's very expensive. Just there's not enough there. It's a lot of kids. It's very like It's like Goonies without the fun.
Would you say that it gives off Goonies and space vibes, although the gravity of the plot gets a lot heavier than Steven Spielberg, Christopher Columbus, and Richard Donner would have gone in the 80s?
Yes, although I always heard of him as Chris Columbus. Christopher Columbus is.
It's a whole different guy.
I mean, it's probably his name, but. Yeah.
There's no apostrophe in 80s, but that's okay.
I like. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I mean it was fun. It's a fun. It's a little bit headier than you might have expected. Like,
It's not. So it's not Goonies tone.
it's not. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen Goonies, but it doesn't have the sort of silliness of Goonies. I feel like I watched the
Right.
trailer for Skeleton Crew, and that seems much more Goonies. Like, we're going on an adventure. This is a little bit more heavy. Ironically, it should be a 6 as heavy, but it's not. For all you Gravity fans, out
Like
there.
Marty McFly heavy?
No, it's like you having a 10-year-old kid have to deal with like time dilation is kind of tough.
Well, we are in the social embargo period, so we are not going to go too much deeper into Crater at this time.
I think I just dropped. Is that the wrong tweet? How did I do that?
Which tweet
No,
are
it's
you
the
dropping
correct
now?
one. I don't know how that happens. It looks like the exact same number, but then I realized that the second half makes it different.
All right, you just dropped me the card road trip on purpose.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun. In
All right,
Paris.
so we're gonna watch. This just happened. Just tweeted, which means it just happened. This just in. Cars road trip. Still not sure.
Other sites would be like, there's a fire at Disneyland Paris. If you're missing the Hollywood Studios Catastrophe Canyon on its first week.
There it is. Remarkably similar. Cars road trip. I would like to, when Luke comes back, we have to get him on the show, get his impressions of this place, especially Cars road trip. Because all I've heard from is not Ethan. Goodness, what's her name? Edith, and she is not a big fan.
Oh, Cars Road Trip is
Not good.
See, there's not a lot to do in that park. And so when you go, Cars Road Trip's nice because like if it's hot, you can just sit there and stay on it for like an hour and a half, just kind of driving around in circles, waiting for your nighttime show.
Ben, you just sent me a link. Is this breaking news?
But it's a fantasy flash sale.
He hasn't
Breaking
gone on
news.
yet.
We have to use the banner. All I asked was it breaking news? Okay, here we go. Tell us more.
So every Wednesday, Shop Disney does a fantasy flash sale. This time it's 30% off select Disney parks merchandise. And if you scroll down, you can get an orange bird munchling, some earbands, Loungefly, a hoodie.
And we recommend that you don't go directly to Shop Disney to purchase, but you go via our site. Why, Kyle?
Because we get a commission, which helps support this coverage and frivolity that you enjoy here.
Thank you, Kyle. I
We
always
have,
make sure
we have to pay every time we use that breaking news banner, so it adds up.
All right, tell us this time. Now that we've got you guys, let's talk about Little Mermaid, the camp experience.
It reminds me a little bit of the Ariel's area in Tokyo Disney Sea.
I'm sure it's just as extravagant.
I'm sure.
So this is in Georgia now. What exactly is it for people like me who aren't?
So camp is a thing where it's like a merchandise store, but the idea is they have experiences, and you kind of lead into a store. Basically, like it's having a store and building the attraction after the store to justify the store's existence. So they have interactive things. They did a Disney one. They've done a Bluey one. They kind of, they're temporary, so they swap them out. but this one looks a little bit more extravagant than I'm used to. But
Would you call it the
we have
best
covered
30 minutes
them.
of a child's day?
Yeah, it's sort of like what Disney Store wanted to be, but failed. You know, and
Like I said, it reminds her of the experiences at the El Capitan Theater.
that's exactly right. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Back when they used to do
Such-
such things.
Such foreshadowing. We've had foreshadowing for the Disney Cruise Line, El Capitan.
Did you see what the El Capitan's doing for the Little Mermaid this
No.
year?
What are they doing this year?
This time for the Little Mermaid, if you go see at the El Capitan, where there's always something special, you're going to get a photo op and a Sea-tastic curtain show.
Wow.
You think they'll have an organ player?
Maybe. You think he'll do a sea chanty?
That'd be fun.
All right, Kyle, are you ready? And Benji, if you choose to stay.
He's never won.
So this used to be the educational portion of our show where we did This Day in Disney History, but it's turned into the quiz portion of our show.
It's still educational
where I try to
because
get-
I learn
Yes.
and people learn.
It's Education Plus, where I try to get
It's edutainment.
try to get Benji, except for in the name of Kyle, to guess what these days in history are. I cannot read and talk at the same time. And I need to stop trying. I need to stop trying to read
Pretty
and
simple.
talk.
If something happened on this day in Disney history, he's going to give us clues. We're going to figure out what it is.
On this day in 1926, something opened.
Something opened?
Something opened. Obviously not a new attraction in 1926. It's not someone was born. Something very important to Disney opened to the world on this day in 1926.
I guess it helps to know what. Today's the 3rd. It's my mom's birthday.
Oh,
Aw,
on
happy
this
birthday,
day,
Mrs. Brink.
80 years ago, Benji's mom was born.
Oh,
1903.
so May 3rd. Ooh, nice. So is it something that was made by the Walt Disney Company, or is it something that's associated with the Walt Disney Company?
It's something that's associated with the Walt Disney Company.
It's the El Capitan Theater.
You are correct. Oh my goodness.
It was
This is
not
why we don't
Disney
have
owned
you
then.
on.
It wasn't Disney owned until what, 1980 something?
Whenever Rocketeer came out.
So the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood debuted on this day in 1926 with Charlotte's Revue. Was the first
Spanish
thing to be
for
there.
the Capitan.
And when I was looking up, I was trying to find a marquee to use for this, so I just typed sitelifeandplace.com, El Capitan. There are so many awesome marquees. They're so beautiful. So I am putting in the long-term to-do folder an article with just El Capitan marquees because I think they're really cool. All right. On this day in 1994.
Oh, I know this one.
Okay, then I'll leave it for Kyle. A big announcement was made by the Disney company. Happy birthday to Benji's mom. Without her, literally, there would be no Benji, unlike Jeremiah style.
Wait, it's 1994. It was announced.
Something huge was announced. Huge. Very important to Doobie.
Very important to Doobie. Disney
Yes.
company? Can I have a hint of what portion of the company?
No.
Okay. Tomorrowland 98.
Very important to Doobie. What is
Gideon.
Doobie's favorite part of the Disney company?
Cruise line.
Yes, they announced the cruise line on this day in 1994. As he said, operating our own cruise line will allow us to bring a new dimension of entertainment to our guests, said Michael Eisner. So, there you go. And then it actually launched in 1998. Why'd they announce it 4 years early? That seems like a long time for Disney to announce
You
something.
got to build a cruise ship.
Do they have to tell them? Can't they just build it, like say it was actually being built for some other company and then that company goes under and they just acquire it?
No. No.
On this day in 1996, Kyle, this is your specialty. Yet another TV show went to Disney World with part one. We're going to Disney World. Which one is this?
Is that one Roseanne?
Can you give me the year again?
1996.
6. Oh. Step by no, that's Step by Step went to Disneyland.
Okay, so maybe they went to Disneyland because the answer is Step by Step.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I think it's Disneyland.
I think it's Disney World. Step by Step.
Possible I don't
I
know
think
what
it's
Step by
doable.
Step is.
Suzanne
one of-
Summers?
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Yeah,
think it was
the
Disney
episode's
World.
called We're Going to Disney World.
Well, then yeah. Unless they're the hacks and they go to Disney World by accident when they're supposed to go to Disneyland.
Benji, do you remember when Golden Girls went to Disney World and never left the hotel?
Yes, I do. Specifically, they went to Epcot Center.
The cheapest one.
And Sophia says, I'm 80 years old. What do I care about the future? It's not going to be.
All right, the last one. On this day in 2013, a movie opened.
I know this
Kyle.
one.
Kyle,
2013.
2013. If you need a hint, I'll give it to you.
I mean, I'm thinking of something Marvel because of the date,
You're right.
but it'd be a year after Avengers. And we had Age of Ultron was 2015.
Circling the drain.
Is
Go
it
right in.
Iron Man 2?
No.
How could you be so close yet so wrong?
Well, because I thought the first one was earlier. Wasn't the first one?
It was.
No, the first one was 15 years ago. A couple
Yeah.
years ago.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
The worst MCU movie in history. And it's not even close.
Remember, Iron Man 2
Switch.
came out before Avengers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it for this day in Disney history. Anything new on the Twitters? I'm not finding anything.
I just sent you some new Star Wars toys if you want to look at them.
I do want to mention while we were talking about
Email.
TV a little bit. Tonight, series finales of the Goldbergs and A Million Little Things. So, a future this day in Disney history potentially. 10 years of the 80s ending tonight.
You're inside Hollywood, Kyle. Can I ask you a question? Like,
Sure.
normally right around now they announce the fall primetime lineups, but can they do that when they don't know what they're going to be able to make?
No. I think they're probably going to. We've already seen some of it with Dancing with the Stars moving over. At the end of Will Trent last night, they're like, new Will Trent's next season. It's like, we'll see. We'll see when that new season comes. We're still wondering about Company You Keep that hasn't been renewed, and I can't imagine that the writer strike won't be a factor in determining whether or not that does come back. So yeah, I think my answer would be no. I don't think that they are going to be prepared to create a fall slate yet, and I'll be very interested to see what they do with 911, whether they try to keep. I don't know what time slot it had on Fox. I know that it wasn't 10 p.m. since they don't have 10 p.m. shows, but I wonder if they try to keep that slot or what that means for the rest of the
Remember when they had that show with Luke Wilson? It was real 911. I wonder if that'll be their filler until 911, fake 911 comes back.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to write his voiceover. It's very intense.
In a world.
Tomorrow is May the 4th. Hasbro has, is that the email you're referring to, Ben?
Yes.
Yep. Let's see. Images can be found here. There we go. That's the little link I'm looking for. But I can't easily view them all.
Oh, so. Rebecca has a great point about the writer's strike. Remember how it killed Pushing Daisies, ironically?
Oh, yeah. So May the 4th is tomorrow. Obviously, there's going to be tons of merchandise, and this is Kyle's favorite day of the year, so he's going to be very excited for the day. So make sure you tune in. I wanted to mention that we have a review up of the most anticipated documentary, the most anticipated 30 for 30 ever, and that is the American Gladiators documentary. It's a two-parter coming at the end of this month. And especially after reading this review, who wrote this review? It had to be Mac, right?
That was Mac. Yeah, he's very jazzed about it after he watched it. He's like, that was the best thing.
I am so incredibly excited to watch this two-part 30 for 30 on American Gladiator, because apparently this goes directions you never imagine it would go. So,
how many 30s for 30s are there now?
30 times.
Are you going to read the last paragraph?
I will read the last paragraph. Overall, the American Gladiators documentary is as entertaining as the show itself. This is an unbelievable story behind a moment in pop culture, and it is beautiful that it gets to be told in this way. Whether you are hoping to laugh, cry, and be placed on the edge of your seat, or you simply want to want some nostalgia and to see some old clips from a show you watched growing up, the American Gladiators documentary is going to deliver. So excited. They have the gladiators are in it, obviously being talked to, and I cannot imagine how entertaining and
Siren.
weird this is going to be. So,
What was
were
your
you,
favorite event on the Gladiators? And why is it the one where they stick the tennis balls into the cannon and fire it at people?
See that one? I mean, that was fun, but the coolness is when they actually had to go up against the joust. The joust is cool. Just mano a mano, try to beat the bejeebies out of each other. The joust was awesome.
How has that not been revived?
It was.
Or it hasn't?
It was, yeah.
It was on NBC only a few years ago.
Did you have a favorite gladiator?
No, I don't even remember all the names. I know that there was Laser and some other silly one-word names.
Laser is the one that comes to mind.
Laser. I guess Laser is my favorite.
So Kyle, you said it was just revived a few years ago.
Don't make him feel old.
Define a few years ago.
Like a decade.
2008.
Okay, it was even longer. So then maybe
A decade and a half.
Well, I saw it on Pluto TV at my friend's house not too long ago, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was in it was broadcast in 1080. So
this is the epitome of the American Gladiators right here. This picture epitomizes this show.
Well, apparently there's a video called American Gladiators Ultimate Workout, and one of the people in it is Gina Carano. So there you go. There's your
The
Disney
bungee one. Rebecca liked the bungee one. I remember that one. I also liked the one where they had to do the rings, and they'd get a head start, and then the gladiator would catch them and then jump on and hold on and try to get them down. And sometimes the gladiator would fall, and then they were in the clear to finish the ring.
I like that American Gladiators is just the adult version of Guts on Nickelodeon.
it was Guts, the kids' version of American Gladiators.
All right, folks. Tomorrow is May the 4th. Huge day around here. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, because there will be much talking about everything going on around Star Wars Day. I think Mike is going to Disneyland.
I just had an idea.
I think, is Jeremiah going to Hollywood Studios tomorrow for Star Wars Day?
He'll be there in the morning. We won't be live with him. But
Okay, so busy day. What's your idea, Kyle?
I'm not going to share it. I'm just letting you know I had an idea and I'm excited about it now.
Okay. Kyle has an idea, and he's not going to share.
I'll see what Ethan thinks about it.
Oh, I'm excited now. All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow. 9 a.m. Ring that bell.